we might as well bring up a huge siege of cocaine, 1,500 pounds of cocaine hidden in a baby wipe shipment. Okay, so there's a big shipment of baby wipes in Texas, obviously coming from Mexico, and there was just a big bundle of cocaine in there. 1,500 pounds, guys. That's a lot of booger sugar. Okay, that's a lot. Now, what I want to know is, do we think any of the baby wipes got slightly contaminated? Do we think that some of these babies are going to be crack babies because they're boofing cocaine? Do we think that it'll stunt some of their development, or will it just give them numb assholes? Will it give these children whose asses are getting still wiped, right? They're babies, right? I mean, mostly it's babies who get their ass wiped. Okay, I mean, there's that. I mean, that's probably 80% of who's buying these things. The other percentage, the other 20% is probably a mix of women, right? They keep the baby wipes on them to keep their cha-cha nice and clean. And if that's the case, I mean, then for them, it might be better that there's some cocaine residue on that pussy because they're going to want to last a little while when they get a victim. What is this guy walking down the street with? Looks like bagpipes. But anyway, once, for ladies, it might be good, right? Because that's a thing, right? Putting coke on the clit. And I don't know. I don't do cocaine. I know, contrary to popular belief, because I'm always playing with my nose. But that's just a tick that I have as a child. I've always had it as a child. Rub my nose, play with my nose. People probably think, I look like... People probably think I do cocaine because of how much I play with my nose. But that's a thing, right? That you put a little coke on your tongue and then you eat the pussy and the pussy's numb and you could just fuck it to death, right? So for ladies it would be good, but for kids, probably not so much, I mean, boofing is a real thing. Boofing, I remember watching Mansers years ago, and there was this guy who had throat cancer and he was an alcoholic and he couldn't drink. He didn't, the doctors were like, no, your throat's fucked up. You got throat cancer. We're doing surgery on you. There's nothing. You can't drink. So I'm sorry, this wasn't Mansers. This was 1,000 Ways to Die, and he filled up like one of those hot water bags that your aunt has. She puts it on her stomach or her head or whatever the fuck women do with it, and one of those old school red ones, the ones that look like you could fuck them. Right? You put some water in it, you fuck them, and you slap it like an ass. It was like that, but it had like a tube attached to it because that's what the ladies back in the day, in the olden days, they'd take that tube and it'd be like a douche. They're washing the old punan, and this guy filled it with wine and he asked his wife to kind of throw it into his asshole, and boof it, and he they didn't know how much alcohol was actually going into his system because it's not like you're drinking it, right? When you're drinking it, at least you have it, you're looking at it, you're like, oh, okay, I've had 2 of these, or I'm halfway done with this one, and you understand what's happening. But when you're getting alcohol siphoned into your asshole, it's a little tougher to gauge what's happening. So he died. He died of like alcohol poisoning or some shit, too much wine in the ass.